Be honest with me. When was the last time you truly loved your hair? Not tolerated it, not just made peace with it, but actually looked in the mirror and thought, yes, this is exactly me. Or are you doing what most women over 60 do without even realizing it? You go to the salon, sit down in that chair, and say the six most dangerous words in the English language: just give me something low maintenance. And your stylist nods, reaches for the scissors, and 30 minutes later, you walk out with the same rounded, helmet shaped haircut that doesn't move in the wind. The same cut every other woman in the waiting room already has, the grandma cut. You know it. It sits like a cap on your head. It has no movement. It catches no light. It makes no one look twice. And worst of all, it ages you more than gravity, sun damage, and time combined. Because here's what nobody tells you: a bad haircut doesn't just sit on top of your head. It pulls your entire face downward. It flattens your cheekbones. It visually thickens your jawline. It makes your eyes look smaller and more tired. And it sends the world the message that you have stopped caring, even if that couldn't be further from the truth. Today, that stops. I am going to show you 5 haircuts that are right now changing how women over 60 look and feel. Cuts that tighten the jawline, make the eyes sparkle, and have people seriously asking whether you've had some work done. These aren't trendy experiments. These are architecturally considered, scientifically grounded styles that work with the way your face and hair have changed, not against them. And stay with me until the end, because after the 5 cuts, I'm going to give you the salon script. 3 exact sentences you need to say to your stylist so you never go home with a frumpy cut again. Let's save your hair. If this is your first time here, welcome. You have found exactly the channel that proves week after week that style, beauty, and confidence have no expiration date. Click subscribe now and activate the bell so you never miss another video. This community is growing rapidly. Thousands of women over 60 who refuse to be invisible, and you are one of them. Before we get to the 5 cuts, I need to set the stage because most haircut videos just show you pretty pictures and say, give this a try. That's not what I'm doing. I want you to understand why certain cuts make you look older and why others take years off your appearance, so you never fall into the grandma cut trap again, no matter which salon you walk into or which stylist you sit down with. Here's the truth that the beauty industry has been sitting on for decades. After the age of 60, your face is no longer the same face it was at 40. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean it as a simple physical fact. The bone structure shifts slightly, the soft tissue redistributes itself, and the facial volume that once sat high on the cheekbones gradually migrates downward toward the jaw and chin. Your hair loses some of its natural density, elasticity, and ability to hold volume the way it once did. None of this is a flaw. It is simply evolution. But this is where the problem begins. When you place an outdated haircut on a face that has evolved, the cut works against your features rather than with them. A blunt, one-length, rounded style mirrors the downward pulling effect of gravity. A blunt, horizontal line at the chin acts like a visual anchor, dragging everything downward. Too much symmetry draws attention to every small asymmetry in the face, and after the age of 60, every face has them. That is simply life. But when you choose the right, architecturally considered cut for the face you have now, not the face you had 20 years ago, everything changes. Everything lifts. Everything radiates. You walk into a room and people don't notice your age, they notice your presence. That is exactly what we are building today. 5 cuts based on geometry, light, movement, and the science of visual perception. Each one is designed to create an upward energy in the face, the illusion of fuller hair, and a silhouette that says she knows exactly who she is. Cut number 1, the architectural bob. If I could sit down with every woman over 60 and give her one single gift, it would be this haircut. The architectural bob is the little black dress of hairstyles. It is sharp, it looks expensive, and it works literally like a non-surgical scaffolding for your face. Here is why it works. A classic bob is often cut round and soft and hits right at the widest point of the jaw. That fullness at the bottom creates a bell shape, and a bell shape draws the eye downward. The architectural bob does the opposite. It is cut to fall exactly on or just below the jawline, with a sharp, straight finish that creates a firm, horizontal line. This line acts like an optical shelf. It deceives the eye and makes the jawline appear tighter and more defined, even if yours has softened somewhat over the years. But here's the secret that sets this cut apart from any other bob recommendation you have ever heard. The real magic happens on the inside. Your stylist should remove weight from the interior, thinning from within, while the outer edge remains thick and sharp. No visible layers, no mushroom shape, no bowl shape. You want a straight finish with inner texture. That is the sentence you should say at the salon. Write it down. This is enormously important after the age of 60 because when hair density decreases, a one-length straight bob can lie flat and heavy against the face. Internal texture gives you movement, lift, and that weightless quality that makes people say, "What is it about her? She looks amazing." The styling could not be simpler. A flat iron, 60 seconds, turning the ends slightly inward. The blunt edges catch the light better than thinned out tips, making your hair look instantly shinier and healthier. And try tucking one side behind your ear. It opens up the face, accentuates a cheekbone, and shows off an earring. Effortless elegance. Cut number 2, the soft, textured shag. If the architectural bob is the CEO of haircuts, then the soft shag is the artist. It's messy, it's effortless, and it's the most effective distraction technique in the entire world of hairstyles. Let me explain what I mean. After the age of 60, many women become more aware of fine lines around the eyes, volume loss in the cheeks, and changes along the jawline. A classic salon cut tries to look perfect, symmetrical, smooth, polished. But perfection is actually the enemy here because perfect symmetry in a hairstyle draws attention to every asymmetry in the face, and the eye goes straight to whatever doesn't match. The soft shag handles this brilliantly. It's all about interruption. Instead of a clean line, you have a series of short, vertical, diagonal layers that keep the eye moving. The viewer is so busy following the texture and movement of the hair that they never fix their gaze on a fine line or a shadow beneath the chin. It's distraction, and it's genius. The crucial detail? Ask your stylist for a curtain fringe or a bottleneck fringe. This is a fringe that starts shorter in the middle of the forehead and gets longer toward the cheekbones, like the neck of a bottle. It works like gentle brackets around your face, lifting everything upward and drawing attention directly to your eyes. It's a veil, not a wall. And here's something that most women don't know. When your stylist cuts the shag with straight scissor cuts, she is doing it wrong. She should be cutting into the hair at an angle using point cutting or slicing techniques to create jagged, stacked ends. This creates the illusion of double the volume without any added weight. That is the difference between just stepped off a Parisian street and caught in the rain. The styling is wonderfully low maintenance. Air dry with a little texture foam. Scrunch the layers to activate them. A little dry shampoo on clean hair keeps everything airy and separated. If you can't run your fingers freely through it, you have used too much product. This cut wants to move. Cut number 3, the modern pixie bob. We need to have a serious conversation about short hair. At some point, women over 60 were led to believe that short hair meant giving up femininity. You chop everything off, spike it with gel, and hope for the best. That is not a haircut. That is a surrender. The modern pixie bob, sometimes called a bixie, is the exact opposite. It is short where you need lift and long where you want softness. Think of it as the love child of a pixie and a bob. The back is clean and tapered at the nape, showing off your neck and jawline, one of the most elegant parts of the female silhouette. The front is longer, with a sweeping fringe that runs across the forehead and meets the cheekbones. This diagonal line is crucial. Diagonal lines feel energetic. They suggest movement, youth, direction. A granny cut is a circle. The pixie bob is an arrow pointing exactly where you want people to look. And here's a detail that will completely change the way you think. Gray and silver hair is naturally coarser and has more texture and grip than pigmented hair. Most younger women spend a fortune on sea salt sprays and texture products to get that lived-in feeling. Your natural silver hair already has that built in. The pixie bob celebrates that texture instead of fighting it. Now write in the comments which of the first 3 cuts already appeals to you. Cut number 4, the soft fringe refresh. This is not about changing your entire haircut. It's about adding a single element to your existing style and taking 10 years off your face overnight. In the hairdressing industry, a well-executed soft fringe is quietly referred to as salon Botox. And once you understand why, you'll never want to go without it again. With the 60s come many women feeling more self-conscious about forehead lines, the furrows between the brows, and thinning along the front hairline. Some try to conceal this with heavier makeup, which actually settles into the fine lines and makes them more visible. The soft fringe takes a completely different approach. It offers a physical veil, a whisper of hair that softens the entire upper third of the face. It doesn't hide you, and it frames you. Here's the crucial technique. You want what's called a bottleneck fringe, shorter in the middle, straight across the eyebrows, and gradually getting longer toward the temples, where it seamlessly blends into the side layers. The effect is striking. It creates a sharp horizontal line at the brow that frames your eyes like a spotlight. Suddenly, people are no longer looking at your forehead, they are looking into your eyes, and that changes everything about how your face reads. The mistake most stylists make with older clients is cutting the fringe too wide and too thick, pulling hair forward from halfway up the head. Here is your rule. Place 2 fingers at your front hairline. Your bangs should never start further back than those 2 fingers. Anything beyond that creates a shelf effect, flat on top, heavy in front. We want whisper bangs, not wall bangs. Write that down and tell your stylist with full confidence. And for every woman who thinks, I don't want to style bangs every morning, here is the secret. You only have to style the bangs. The rest of your hair can go into a ponytail, a clip, or a low bun. A styled, soft fringe makes it look like you spent an hour on your hair when it was actually 3 minutes. That is the kind of shortcut that is worth it. Cut number 5, the asymmetric layered bob. I saved this one for last because it is for a very specific woman. If you are the woman who still reaches for the leather jacket, who loves a bold lipstick, who has absolutely no intention of fading into the background, this is your signature. The asymmetric layered bob is the ultimate style statement for women over 60 who want to look current, not just presentable. Here is the science behind it. As we age, our faces naturally become less symmetrical. A perfectly straight haircut actually accentuates those tiny imbalances even further. Asymmetry in the cut is the artistic solution. By having one side fall slightly longer than the other, a diagonal visual line is created that draws the eye across the face. It is a technique borrowed from architecture and high fashion, producing a sense of modernity and movement that looks effortlessly cool. The graduated element means the back of the head is cut slightly shorter, exposing the nape and creating a long, elegant line. The longer sections at the front act like contour lines, flattering the jaw and delivering a sharp, defined edge exactly where many women feel they have lost definition. This cut looks exceptional on silver and salt and pepper hair because the different lengths bring out every natural highlight and shadow. The dimension is already in your hair. This cut simply lets it shine. The power move, tuck the shorter side behind your ear. A cheekbone becomes visible, an earring gets to shine, and the longer side falls like a soft curtain on the other side. Asymmetry creates intrigue, and intrigue is irresistible. If this list is already making you rethink your next salon appointment, tell me in the comments which cut made you say, that's the one. Now, before I let you go, the promised salon script. 3 sentences that will protect you from ever walking out with a grandma cut again. Here they are. First, I want upward energy, not roundness. That one sentence tells your stylist that you understand shape and won't accept a helmet. Second, please use point cutting or slicing, no straight scissor cuts. That secures texture, movement, and modern edges instead of stiff, outdated lines. Third, show me the back before you're done. Most women don't see the back of their haircut until they're home. By then, it's too late. Ask to see it while you're still in the chair. If it looks like a mushroom or a bun, say something. You're paying for it. You deserve to love every angle. Write that down, take a screenshot, bring it to your next appointment. It will change everything. And here's what I really want you to take away from today. This video was never just about haircuts. It was about that quiet moment in the salon chair when you said, just give me something low maintenance, because deep down, you had started to believe that low maintenance is all you deserve. That the exciting cuts, the statement styles, the haircuts that make a woman feel electric, those were for someone younger. They are not. They are for you right now, exactly as you are. Your hair is the one thing on your entire body that you can completely transform in 45 minutes. It requires no surgery. It requires no suffering. It only requires the courage to stop settling for invisibility and to start insisting on extraordinary. You don't age out of style. You age into it. And the right cut doesn't turn back the clock. It announces to the world that you are far from finished. Far from it. If this video helped you see your reflection a little differently today, Share it now with a woman in your life who needs to hear this. We all know her, the friend, the sister, the mother who has been hiding behind the same tired haircut for years. Send her this video. It could change her next salon visit and the way she sees herself. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the moment. Click subscribe, activate the bell, and become part of this community of women who believe that beauty doesn't fade, it evolves. Write to me in the comments. Which of the 5 cuts are you booking first? I read every single comment and can't wait to hear from you. See you in the next video.